Alright, listen. Hello, knockouts. Tonya TKO here. I want to have a really brief conversation with you all because I'm in the process of working on some stuff behind the scenes, and I took a little bit of a break to watch some YouTube videos to just see what was going on out there in the world. Welcome in, everyone. And so I ended up watching this video. I wanted to see what people were saying about JayZ and how, hey, what's going on? Welcome in, everybody. I wanted to see what people were saying about JayZ because personally, I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted with JayZ. I'm from New York, and it reminds me of Monique and how she said, what one N word won't do, another N word will, right? And so I ended up watching this video by this vlogger by the name of Daytime TeaTime, right? And in her video, she was talking about police brutality and all of the stuff going on in this country. And she began to weep. And in the very beginning of her weeping, something very profound happened. Now, I wasn't intending on making a video today, and I wasn't even intending on talking about this, but it just kept nagging me. It kept nagging at me, right? Because she said, like, as she began to weep, she said that she promised herself she was not going to cry because she felt that people would laugh at her. And this just, it goes all along the lines of the things that we've been talking about lately with the strong black woman trope, with how this being superwomen is killing us. And I made a video asking, in that thing with the 9-month pregnant woman being praised for working. And I asked, and I asked in that video, what would happen, black women, if we cried? What would happen if we cried? And there were women who answered and said, one, people would not have sympathy for us. Two, people would be annoyed by it. Three, they would not want to hear the tears. Four, they would not even be able to see them. And when I heard this young lady say this inside of her video, it really just all begun to come full circle for me. What happens when a black woman cries? Let me close this. Hello, everybody. Hello. What happens when a black woman cries? And it's dawning on me that not only, you know what, and I want your point of view on this, because I wonder if it's that people think that we are superhuman or whether or not they think that we are subhuman. I want to get your take on that, because I can't figure out what it is. I can't figure out what it is. Is it that they think that we are extraordinarily strong and gritty human beings? Or is it that they think that we are, how primates, gorillas, and apes have a tremendous amount more strength than we have? Last night, I was circling around the rabbit hole. And I found this, I don't even know who this woman is. She just, how YouTube promotes things and it just ends up on your front page. African American woman, light complected woman. She's some sort of comedian and has a show on BET. And she did this, what do you call this? God. She did this survey kind of thing where she held up a picture of Meryl Streep. And she held up a picture. Let me know if any of you have seen this, because you know how YouTube is when they promote certain things. They promote it across the board for a lot of people to see. She held up a picture of Meryl Streep and she held up a picture of Viola Davis and said, which one of these people look like they can take more pain? And then she held up a picture of countless black and white people. You know how they did the doll test back in the days? And every single person who took this survey, every single person who took this survey answered that the black person could withstand more pain, could endure more hardship. And it made me think about the ways that our bodies have been. I think that was her name, Robin Thede or Thede, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. It made me think about how our bodies have been treated, about how gynecology was founded on the uteruses of black women who were operated on without anesthesia. It made me think about modern day, how these cops are killing people's children. These cops are killing people's children, people's fathers, people's sons, people's daughters. They're locking human beings up in cages. They got children who they had to have I forget what it's called, but they had to pass some sort of preliminary legislation to force the people down at the border to give children toiletries to be able to bathe. People sitting there stewing for months in their own filth. And so we have no, no, Yaya. Okay, so Yaya is saying that we're becoming immune to death, but it's deeper than that. It's deeper than that. I don't think people feel the pain of black people. I don't think people realize that when you see a mother standing on the stage talking about her child who had been gunned down by the police, I don't think people really regard her as a human being. Because if they shot a dog down and there was a dog howling for her baby, we would have more compassion for the dog. You know, I'm really disappointed by our Caucasian counterparts. You know, and there are a lot of us inside of this country who are suffering from PTSD, from all of the trauma and re traumatization over and over and over again, watching the news cycles of people who look like you being murdered and killed for no other reason than they look like you, right? And so I saw this young woman weep today, and her first concern was that people would laugh at her. And I have to ask, I have to ask, if other people are not going to see and feel our pain, at least we can. At least we can see the humanity of each other. At least we can see a black woman in pain and say, you know what, sister? Hold your head and cry. I just, I wonder, I wonder how black men feel I wonder how black men feel to see women, mothers, daughters on TV weeping in this society where they are offered no protection by anyone for the fruit of their wombs. I wonder how black men feel. Because it's like, there's so many videos that I want to make, right? There's so many videos that I want to make. And one of the videos that I want to make is about this whole women are the quote unquote helpmates of men, right? When if you really think about it, right? When if you really, really think about it, it is, I mean, really, a helpmate of a man, if you really think about it, men have these genetic programmings inside of them to actually be the helpmates of women, to assist women in getting done what the women need to get done. And it's like we're sitting in this backwards existence where we got women jumping and bending over backwards to be these quote unquote helpmeets of men, when it's actually men who are the one who are genetically programmed that when a woman speaks of something that is troubling her, it is in his DNA to try to find a way to help. And then in the black community, we just have this whole thing so twisted. And I wonder how black men feel to see his counterparts crying out here because her children are largely unprotected. I wonder how they feel. And so I saw this sister weep today, and it broke my heart that in the midst of all of the trauma and all of the constant assault that we are feeling, the PTSD that we are under, that this sister begins to weep. And the first thing that she thinks is, people are going to laugh at me. And unfortunately, for far too many, that's a reality. I remember I was watching YouTube, and these Caucasians, these Caucasoids, had come up with a song about Michael Brown, Big Bad Michael Brown, how the sheriff had to shoot him down, right? And the people in the bar were cheering. It was like just complete and utter cognitive dissonance. And it's like we are taking moral instruction and moral example from people who are constantly and consistently showing that there is some moral ineptitude going on. We talked about Booker T. Washington, and even Martin Luther King talked about how continuing even for Caucasians to have themselves living in a Jim Crow type of situation, they actually do harm to themselves by allowing themselves to operate at such a low and below human vibration, right? And I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted. And the saddest part about all of this is, even when I was taking the survey of that woman, and I myself had to ask myself who I thought could endure more, the African American person that they held up, or the Caucasian image that they held up. And even myself, as I was taking the survey, I found myself answering that yes, the black person could probably endure more. And that the black person could probably withstand more. Even the women. And I don't know how far off from the truth I am. And it's funny because these people, even the doctors, we have systemic racist practices that exist in the healthcare system, where you all know how this opioid epidemic reached the proportions that it's reached now, right? You know how that happened, right? You know how it happened. It happened because in the hospitals, the doctors would not prescribe pain medication to black people for two reasons. Two reasons. One reason is they felt as if the black people were exaggerating their pain. That's one. And two, they felt as if the black people were going to abuse the pain medication either by not using it and selling it, or overusing it and abusing it. And so they prescribed this pain medication to the tender soccer moms who they didn't want to experience discomfort, to the soccer sons who had an injury and they didn't want him to experience discomfort. And what ended up happening is they, in mass, would not, because they did not feel the humanity and the pain of black people, they would not prescribe these medications to us. And so the opioid epidemic hit middle America. And then now, oh now, drug addiction is a disease. Oh, we must do something. Oh, addiction is a disease. They need treatment. Oh. I just, I just, I'm just, so I saw that sister crying today. I saw her weeping. And it reminded me that we all need to see the humanity in one another. We all need to see the humanity in one another. And if they're not going to see the humanity in us, we've got to see the humanity in us. Because I imagine that her audience is mainly black, like mine. And I thought of, I thought of Bob Marley. When I saw her weeping, I'm like, sister, cry if you need to. Cry if you need to. You remember, I don't know how many of you remember, how many of you know that song by Bob Marley, Johnny Was? If you know the song, put up some music notes with me. Put up some music notes with me. Woman, hold your head and cry, 'cause her son had been shot down in the street and died from a stray bullet. Woman, hold your head and cry. Explaining to her was a passerby who saw the woman cry, wondering how can she work it out, knowing that the wages of sin is death. Give Jaja his life. Hmm. Hmm. Johnny was a good man. Hmm. Hmm. Oh man. So when I saw that sister crying today, I'm like, sister, just hold your head and cry. Just hold your head and cry. Hmm. Hmm. Johnny was a good man. Hmm. I just, I wish that we had, it's like the same things, the same things that our forefathers fought for and sung about are the same things we're dealing with right now. Over and over and over and over again, the constant perpetuation of it. And I'm tired of sitting here waiting for these people to see our humanity. Today I was watching Brian Tyler. He does news things on YouTube. And he made this video where he showed how Trump had called a person who he thought was a protester fat in the audience because he thought that the guy was being carried out, and he called the man fat and said he needed to lose weight and he's going back home to his mother and all this other stuff, right? And the man came out afterwards laughing and joking, saying that Trump probably said those things because he thought that he was on the other side. Hold on, my battery is dying, right? Exactly, exactly. And so the man is going to freeze for a moment. And so the man, let's see, I'm trying to catch it when it freezes. Like how he loves President Trump and how President Trump is the best thing that ever happened to this country. Now it freezes. You see how it freezes? And I wasn't even smiling. Is there somebody here that needs to be blocked? Let me check through. So who, oh gosh, just let me know who it is. Oh, okay, I see who it is that needs to be blocked. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So he was like, he thought I was on the other side, this, that, and the other, and he's laughing. He's like, Trump is the best thing that's ever happened to this country. And I'm over here thinking to myself, how can you literally be aware in this day and age and see what this man is doing and think that he's the best thing that's ever happened to this country? There's a person here, somebody else, Jenny Jones. Let's see. Is Jenny Jones trolling? Please let some other people let me know. If you see some trolls, don't respond back to them. Just type that these people are trolls and I'll get rid of them. Right? So I'm like, how can you be aware in this day and age and think that Trump is the best thing that's ever happened to us? I don't know. I feel betrayed by our Caucasian counterparts. I feel let down and I feel betrayed. And I wasn't coming on to say much. I just wanted to speak about that. All right. So somebody is saying that Jenny is misbehaving. All right. You're gone. All right. So there we go. Thank you. I've blocked both of them, so they're gone. They're gone. Yeah, but on that note, I want to hear your thoughts below. I want to hear your thoughts below. And I don't know. I don't know. I'm hoping for for a different day. I'm hoping for a different day. I'm hoping for a different day for us. I'm hoping that you know what, the thing is that is hope is really not enough. It's like if we want something, if we want something, we have to take it. We got to take it because ain't nobody giving nothing to us. Ain't nobody giving nothing to us. So listen, on that note, ladies out there, cuz you know what? I was going to say, ladies, go ahead and let your tears go ahead. It's like, but you know what? We talk about this on my show. It's like femininity needs to be protected. Femininity needs to be protected. So Adaria is asking, what's the story about JayZ and the NFL? So basically, the NFL, Colin Kaepernick still has no job. The NFL has partnered with JayZ to partner on some sort of music initiative. People are thinking that he's partnering with them to plan the halftime show for the Super Bowl because you know that's coming up in 4 months, right? And you know that viewership has been down because people just haven't, black people just tuned out. They just have not been feeling the NFL or the games. And, you know, we're talking about a league that's 80% black. But when Colin Kaepernick was peacefully just merely just existing and kneeling, they decided to fire him and penalize him for that, right? And so Chow Bella saying Colin got a settlement check plus hush money. Okay. Still, he still has no job. They've not hired him back. He's still out of work. There has not been any talk of what is actually going to be done about the injustice that the players face by merely just speaking up in a league that's 80% black. It's just pure ridiculousness. Anyway, I'm getting out of here. For those of you who don't know, because right now I'm working on my video series. I'm doing a series on it's going to be on my website called How to Know If Your Man Will Be Wealthy. Will your man be wealthy? 10 ways to tell. And I'm giving you guys a 10-part, 10-step way and plus PDFs to answer questions to really look at the behavior of your man. This is intended for women who are in situations with men and they just don't know whether or not this man really has the characteristics to bring his dream into fruition, because you know so many men are talking about they want to ride or die or somebody to stick with them, and they don't have the fabric to really be wealthy anyway. So the video is intended to help women be able to hedge their bets and be able to know which direction to go in. And so I really just wanted to come and talk about that. So make sure that you're on my mailing list if you want to be able to get more information about that. I'm going to be sending it to the people on my mailing list first. Regarding this whole situation with JayZ and the Super Bowl and all of that, not the Super Bowl, the NFL, I got totally disgusted too. And now that JayZ has partnered with them, I'm totally disgusted with JayZ. I'm disgusted with him. I'm disgusted with I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted. And I understand that, you know, cuz like one of the things he was saying is that we've got to move forward, right? And I'm like, okay, yeah, we do need to move forward, but what's going to be done about the people, the players who were fired because they spoke up against the injustice? And then so people are saying that because of JayZ's influence, they're saying that JayZ could have held out and said, you know what, I'll work with you on this. Once Cap gets offered something, you know, offered a position somewhere, you know what I mean? If he wants to play. But Kaepernick says that he was not consulted before the talks. This is something that JayZ took upon himself to go ahead and do. And to me, I feel like if JayZ thinks that he's above reproach, he has another thing coming. Because we make their careers. Without our support, there is no career. We make their careers. But then somebody like JayZ, who came up on black people's backs, and now he's a quote unquote billionaire, you know, is the black dollar going to make or break him now at this point, now that he's become famous off of our black dollars? You know? Anyway, I really wasn't planning on staying on very long. I just wanted to talk about that and just say to all of the women out there, hold your head and cry. Man, hold your head and cry. Go ahead and cry. Let those tears out. We've been suffering too long in this country. We've been holding it in, and it's turning into disease inside of our bodies. Let it out. Him and Beyonce haven't done nothing for his people. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it angers me. It angers me now that I'm an adult, right? It angers me now that I look back on all of the foremothers and fathers who came before us. Where is Oprah's School of Broadcasting with scholarship for all of these talented ass black women here on YouTube doing some amazing things with vlogging, learning how to edit and broadcast and all of this stuff from their computer and their phones? Where's the Oprah School of Broadcasting? Where's that? Instead, she took her monies to South Africa and created schools out there, which is wonderful and I'm happy. However, there's such a tremendous need here. Where's the banks? All of this money that all of the black four people before us have, where's the African American bank? Where's the ability for black people to be able to, what have they done? What have we done? And it's like all of this money, where's, if I just, I'm confused. I'm confused. I'm confused. Where's the Tyler Perry School of Acting? Where's that? Where's the hand reaching back for all of these people? It's like we're waiting for other people to see our humanity. What about the humanity in us? It's like we got the President of the United States laughing at Baltimore. What about all those athletes who are on these Baltimore teams making millions? What about all of those athletes? It's like all some of these people need is a chance. All some of them need is an after school program, somebody to care. That's all some of them need. All some of them need is an example, some guidance. Where's the structure to be able to help us get out of the situation that we were in, that we're still in? Where's any of that? And so Beach is saying, who's saying that? Yaya saying we need our own banks, teams, hospitals. This is what I'm saying. No black owners in the NFL, none. 80% of the players black, but no black owners. And when Sean Combs said that he was going to buy a team, they froze him out. And so Celeste is saying all black communities aren't the same. The ones in Dallas are doing very well. I've been to Dallas. I've been to Dallas. There's ghettos in Dallas. As long as there are groups of black people who are still down in the ghettos suffering, then there are black people in this country who are still suffering, who need a hand to help them come up. It's not enough for niggas to be like, I made it, my neighborhood's good, not every neighborhood bad. I've been, look, I've been to Houston. So if you talking about Dallas, or I've been to Dallas, I've been to Houston. And I've been to the areas where right across, it's stark. Right across the damn street is despair. I've been there. So no, Texas, your hands ain't clean and neither is your butt. Your butt ain't clean in Texas. So come on. Come on. They still dragging people. They still dragging black people on trucks out in Texas. So come on. Come on now. So let's not go there. Let's not go there. Liz is saying they steal our stories, ideas, looks, make their millions, then look down on the real creators. Where's the true broadcasting companies telling positive and uplifting black stories, teaching and educating black people? Where are these things? All of the money that we control as a people. And I see you all fighting in the comments. I can't. What's going on? It's like, where's the scholarship? Where's the scholarship to reach back and make sure that we can have a different day for the people coming behind us? And Christine is talking about Nipsey Hussle died for wanting to make change. When I pulled up Nipsey Hussle's music, I had to fall back. He was preaching the same air poison that is hypnotizing so many other youth. So it's like, okay, so behind the scenes, you trying to do this and that. But in front of the scenes, you playing poison for the people. And then got everybody weeping. Oh, what an amazing man. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I was going to speak on it, but it's like, I was going to speak on it after it happened, but I was like, you know what? Black people wasn't ready. We wasn't ready to really have the conversation. You know what I'm saying? Because all of this angelic stuff with the angel wings and all this other stuff I saw about Nipsey. And then I was like, oh, let me go listen to his music. And when I started listening to it, I was like, surely I must have pulled up the wrong. I was like, maybe this was many years ago. No, it was still the same music that he was pumping out there. Singing about gangs and wearing colors. And it was... I was like, okay. All right. All right. Okay. And so God's daughter is saying, you all know that not every celebrity that gives back puts it on Instagram, like Kim K. So hold on, I lost the thing. Some are very private with their charity work. No, charity is not enough. Silent charities are not enough. It's not enough. That's actually counterproductive. That's counterproductive. There needs to be a mass intentional movement, not some silent, oh, let me do this quietly. There needs to be some sort of something. A tremendous. Okay. So contact Tyler Perry right now and see whether or not there's some initiative for a certain percentage of the studios that he has to be used for the production of at-risk communities. Contact his studio and see. Contact. Malcolm Xavier's talking about where's the schools, where are the banks, the schools, etc. This is what I'm talking about. Real change. Real change. Real change. I'm talking about real change, starting with financial change. Banks with initiative and programs to help people learn how to file their taxes, to learn how to do these sorts of things. Where's the real true sweeping change? Like once you get it, like JayZ's black ass ain't have no problem talking about going up there partnering with the NFL. Oh, you could talk loud and proud about that, right? So why not talk loud and proud about some initiative that you're doing to assist people? Even if it's on a merit basis, why is it all hush? Where's the collective bargaining? Where's that? Where's the true network where's all of that? Where's that? He who controls the money controls the society. Where's the initiative to really assist black people in getting out of the rut that we're in? It's like this life is a trick. This life is a trick. It's like by the time you know all of these things, you already grown. Then by the time I become 60, I'm going to be like, "Oh wow, you know what? This is all the stuff that could have been created." Cuz like when I was in my 20s, I didn't. That's when I first started thinking, you know what? All of these people from the civil rights era and all of these people who did all of this stuff. I mean, at this point, we need our own true militia, really. Really. We need our own militia at this point. How much longer are we just going to sit here being victims of the system, getting shot down? Man, hold your head and cry. 'Cause her son had been shot down in the street and died from a stray bullet. Same thing Bob Marley was singing about 40 and 50 years ago. Same thing happening now. Wondering how can she work it out? 'Cause she knows that the wages of sin is death. Give Jaja the light. How? And people talking about underground militia. Okay. You know what? I would feel better, right? I would personally feel better if these quote unquote underground militia that nobody knows anything about, I would feel better if people who choked out Eric Garner, like the people responsible for Michael Brown's death, if there was if George Zimmerman weren't selling his paintings of a dead Trayvon, like if there was something that was really going on and people could put up their hands and say, I don't know how that happened, but he was taken care of, I'd be like, oh, okay. Well, I don't know how it happened, but somebody underground took care of it. But we look like fools. We look like fools. just walking around burying our dead and our young. We look like fools. No repercussions. A woman sat up there in a convenience store. What was her name? Laquana McDonald? I can't remember her name. But shot the 15-year-old girl in her face. 15. That's somebody's child. 15. Shot her in her face. And she got off because people were like, oh, she must have been very afraid. Really? She should have been very afraid after she got off. She should have been begging them to take her into custody. She should have been begging them to take her into custody. But what did we do? We burnt down our own homes and neighborhoods, looting, destroying our neighborhoods that are not going to be put back together. That's what we did. Instead of taking the fight to the people who caused this, instead of taking the fight to the suburbs and wreaking havoc there, we wreaked havoc and they just allowed it to happen. Just allowed it. Yeah, she's Asian. And Meta talk about put it in God's hand. Who God? The same God they had us praying to as the whips was cracking down on our backs. That same God, the same God that they were reading from scripture saying that it was God's word that we were supposed to be enslaved. That same God. And the thing about it is, I'm a woman. But I wonder how black men feel about this. I'm trying to figure out, where are the black co-op farms? Why do we not have any systems in place to be able to control our money, food, water, and wealth, and safety? Where's the communities? I told you all last year when I was in New York that one of my dreams would be able to create a community for single mothers, like a housing community where people can babysit for one another. Like I would love to do something like this, like on a foreign land. Just buy an island and create buildings and networks and solar and farming and have single mothers and their children have someplace safe to live. So, okay, all these millionaires and all this stuff in this country, where's the real, because people talk about, oh, it's on the hush hush, right? Why? Why does empowerment need to be on the hush hush? You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying. Waiting on Jesus to build a bank? This is what I'm saying. Where's that? All of these single mothers that we have, it's like we're just sitting here 50 and 60 years just sitting by, just letting the cycles perpetuate. So that we're all here sitting in trauma. It's like, and then, oh God. Woman, hold your head and cry. And then people out here want Jay and Cap to fall on the sword, but don't want to do nothing, just watch and reap the benefits. Damn cowards. You know, this is what I want to find out. Where is, so JayZ is from Marcy. Cough up a lung where I'm from, Marcy, son, ain't nothing nice. What has he done for Marcy? It's like all this stuff got to be on the hush. Oh, people doing stuff, but you just don't know about it. It's a secrets. Really? He ain't have no problem singing and rapping about coughing up no lung. Talking about where I'm from, Marcy, son, ain't nothing nice. Mental health, this is what I'm saying. Where's the initiative to be able to provide scholarship for you know what? You know what the issue is now? The issue is now that there are black people who want mental health help, but when they go out there into the system, they don't have people sitting on the other side of the couch who can relate to them. We really need a revamping. We really need a revamping. It's like even one, just one. Where is even one building like they have in Denmark? They have this building where single mothers and they create like a big community meal and the children eat and they all have chores and they're happy. Even one like that here. And somebody's talking about JayZ Soldier. Exactly. He's so poisoned to a community to be able to get where it is that he's now. And now he's a billionaire. Now what is he doing with his $1 billion in influence? Man, hold your head and cry. 'Cause her son had been shot down in the street and died from a stray bullet. Wondering how can she work it out. JayZ invested in that community with the ankle bracelet that will work smartphone. You know what? I heard about Russell Simmons and the debit card and the stuff that he had created to quote unquote help the community when he was really leeching and preying on the community. And natural is saying more havoc is to come. Yeah, the rush card, whatever the hell that foolishness was called, where he was actually preying on the community with loan shark interest rates. And it was ridiculous. Loan shark interest rates. And then like the cards, it was like it would eat up your money, even if you weren't using it. Exactly. And Tanya's saying they never got their money back either. Precisely. So all of the people who came before us, I want you all to look at all of the people who are 60. We had this damn monkey ass man, Steve Harvey, talking about how you got to remain a monkey and all this other foolishness, tap dancing, stepping and fetching. It's like, oh, look at all of the people who are 60, all of those people who came up in an era, who made their money and their millions in an era where they really had an opportunity to affect real change for the generation behind them. Think about all of the things that you see people doing: chefs, basketball, football, entertainment, comedy, all this stuff. If I had money and influence, I'm most definitely not broadcasting it. It defeats the purpose of what? For people to know about an initiative to be able to inspire other people. That's the trick that you all fall into. Go ahead and keep believing the hype. Go ahead and keep believing the hype. They're doing it. You just don't know about it. Well, if you don't know about it, how are you going to be a part of it? If you don't know about it, how are you going to participate in it? And so Asia is saying those are all still servant positions. You know what? Well, then, if there are people, look, because we're very far from the money. The closer you get to the money, you know. So if those are servant positions, right? Then the closer you get to the money, then you know what it takes to be up there. You know what it takes to be up there. And so Bree is saying defeats the purpose of giving if you're expecting applause. You're giving for selfish reasons. That's narcissistic. No, no. You know what? It's actually enacting change. It's not that you want applause. It's that you're creating change. Okay, so then let me ask you this question. Where is the black bank? Where's the co-op bank of black dollars? Where's that? So that black people could get loans. Where's that? Where's the initiative for black people to learn about building their credit and buying houses and getting a piece of the American dream? Where's that? Where's the black bank? Where is it? Where? It's like people are like, oh, they're doing stuff. It's just hush hush. Keep on believing that. That's how N-words stay down. You just believe anything. Master said he gonna do it. Master said he gonna set us free. Soon as, but meanwhile, Master got one hand behind his back keeping you enslaved. Anyway, y'all don't get it. 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 It's like what we need is to be able to get what we need is to be able to get closer up to the top of the funnel. That's it. We need to be able to get closer up to the top of the funnel.